Hey guys, let's take a look at this portable diesel heater from Vever. This company on here, there's a link in the description for it, and I'm going to show you some really cool stuff. You might think this is way too big for your Volkswagen, but it's really not, so hang on a second, I'll show you. That's how big it is next to the car. It's fairly large, but you can put it a lot of places, and I'll show you. It all comes apart real easy. So if you check the link in the description, go to their website. They'll have a whole bunch of different heaters that you can get, all that are like this, but this one's self-contained. The other ones you'll see all apart, just like what I'm going to show you in a second. Take off these 4 latches here. See if I can do this, but I need kind of something to get underneath there. You take off the lid after all 4 of those are off, and then this thing comes right off. It just lifts right off. It's a little, gotta shake it and stuff a little bit, but it comes right apart. Then on top of here you have your diesel tank, so that's what's inside of here. And if you see here, there's a torpedo heater, and this they sell separately, so you could buy the torpedo heater kit type of thing, and it comes with a long skinny gas tank. So there's a lot of different opportunities here that you can use whatever style one you want, or you can buy one like this and actually just easily take it apart. Okay, you can unscrew this stuff here, the terminals and all that, and just take it all apart, and you'll have exactly what you have on the other one. So you can look at their website, you'll see a whole bunch of different styles of them. And the thing that's really cool is they're very versatile. So you'll look at this thing here, and you'll see like this one shows it has 4 ducts coming out. So if you wanted to have multiple areas to heat, like if you weren't going to try and put it in your VW bus and you wanted to heat the whole thing up, it would work really well for that. Or you could just have one duct like this, and just have it all come out in one place and duct it yourself. So again, this section right here is removable. So I'll put a couple of links in here that you can see what this is. And then this, the size of this is pretty small. So you could actually take this apart and it would fit in your engine compartment in your VW bus. So it's really neat as far as that goes. So if you wanted heat in your camper, this is a real easy way to do it. And then this one has this sort of gas tank. So it's this size right here, about as big as my hand and square. So you could move it anywhere. And it has a fuel pump on it, so it can be moved. And if you look here, there's a bit of line on there. You got some line coiled up here, so you could move that and put it a lot of different places. So it's not what you're looking at in the package, it's what you're looking at when you take the package apart. That's pretty neat. So I haven't seen anybody else do a video on this. They've done the ones with a long skinny tank and this thing here. So they had to have ones, if you like that style of a tank, if you figure out where it can fit, you could get one of those. Some of those tanks are kind of big. This one's kind of nice. It's only maybe a gallon, and a gallon will heat you for, probably a whole weekend. They don't use much fuel. You just put diesel in it and 12 volts here. You got 12, positive, negative, or positive, negative, and you've got, and then you've got a remote. So again, you can take this off. See, this can be removed here. You can put it somewhere else. So you could put this, say, in your VW bus, the torpedo portion somewhere, or again, you could buy just the one that's a kit and use it that way. But you have to have a place to put these here. And this is hot that comes out of these things here. So what it does is it's just like your house heater. If you've ever seen how it works, the heat, the carbon monoxide is inside these tubes. So you have to ventilate that to the outside. With a tube like this, they have them in the package. You just hooked it up there, and you ventilate it to the outside, and then there's an inlet of one for the other side, so you have to cut a hole somewhere for these to go out. Now if you look, they have other ones where they go out the side, okay? And the same heater, same size heater, this size right here, we'll measure it. So it is 15 inches from the end of the fan. If you can see here, there's that little grid right there. From the end of that fan, it is 15 inches by, so it's going to be 6 inches here, but then you remember it's 8 to the ends of these tubes. So that you can remove that section there. It's around 7.5 or 8. It's about 7.25. So to be exact, to the bottom of that tube. And those would go, you'd have to drill a hole, put them through the car so that those ventilate to the outside. Because this tube is going to get hot. So if you think about some of the stuff, this tube is going to get hot right here. So even if you didn't have this whole tube on there and you just had these to the outside of the vehicle and sealed so that the carbon monoxide won't come inside, I'm sure that would be fine. I'm just giving you ideas. You guys do what you want with it. So then you see this plate here. If you look at to that plate, to the bottom of that plate, is only 6 inches. So from the top of this to the bottom of that plate is 6 inches. So really all you need is 6 inches of room by 15 inches. So this could literally fit, this thing here could fit underneath the seat in like a camper. So if you got your split window, your bay window, and the thing is, it's cool about this, you know, a lot of you guys don't have heaters on your engine, you know, because you have the different engine tin. But I think you could even put it under this seat here. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'd fit just about anywhere. Again, if you're going to cut through the wood, remember those tubes are going to get hot. So you want to make sure that you do your homework and make sure that it's not going to burn your house down, right? But if you look here, even in this portion, you got 23 inches. Or you could run it this direction, which is 22 inches, right? We only needed 15. So you could just put a nice little vent right here, inconspicuously. Put the thing over in the corner. And the little fuel tank, it's remote, so you could put it anywhere. If you want to put it behind the seat up here, you could drill a hole, put it up behind the seat here. That little fuel tank would fit a lot of places. And then you just fill that up with diesel, and you could be driving down the road with heat, you know, even if you have an exhaust system that won't allow it. So there's a lot of really neat things about these heaters. They're hot sellers. Listen, they sell out of these things quick. Before the end of winter, they're gone. So if you're really thinking about it, it's only like around $100 for one of these. You might want to make a move quickly. So anyway, check the link in the description. There's a lot of options. You can put down your jacket and have heat in your Volkswagen. And it's pretty safe. Diesel also very efficient. Doesn't use a lot of fuel. And you could see that's a really small tank. Could be hidden away a lot of places. Even comes with a duct. You could run it right out of that little cabinet right there. There's this little heat muffler in there. There's the wires that like I said, all you need to hook up is positive and negative 12 volt. And then I think this operates on a remote. I don't know. Might have to unhook the battery. And then it also has a remote, so you can put this up on your dashboard. I'm not sure if it'd work through the seat or whatever, because I'm not going to put it in this vehicle. I just wanted to show you what it's about, and then you can figure out. Because a lot of people you don't have the imagination. So I thought, well, this would be helpful. So you got your clamps and all that all included. So you can put your ducting on here. You could run it right out of that cabinet. You could run it a lot of places. I mean, this is a pretty long duct if you stretch that out. So you have everything you need that's in one package here. And it's just has a cover on it that comes off, so you can take it apart or you can leave it all together. And just, so you, like I said, the options with this one are kind of neat, because all you got to do is you could just hook this up to a cigarette lighter, and you got to get the air to come out from the, you can't just ventilate that, you've got to get it to be out of the cab to be, safe from carbon monoxide, guys. So you got to make sure that you ventilate it out. But you've got this here, all the stuff you need to hook it up. So it's pretty neat. That's why they've been wanting me to do a video on one of these for a while, and I wasn't, I was trying to think of, I don't really have the time to put one in right now, but I wanted to get you guys aware of it and have you guys see what's available. And again, like I said, you can buy one with 4 ducts on it. They have ones with the ventilation stuff that goes out the side. So if you needed that, you could do that. And then, it might work better for you, and if you can figure out where you're going to put it. Let's look at the size of this thing so you can see the size of this thing contained in itself. It's 15 inches tall, and it's 17 inches long if you just leave it in the container in the thing it's in. So yeah, there's that, and then it ventilates out the bottom. Again, you can look at all these links. I'll put up different links in here so you can figure out which one you would like to get. A lot of guys are doing this, so I wanted to get you guys, especially you guys who are back east, and you want to do winter camping or some sort of a spring camp out where it's pretty cold, and those little propane heaters. They put out some carbon monoxide too. So this thing here, you could ventilate it to the outside and be pretty safe. You could put this also if you have a regular RV. You could put one of these in there, or you're making a home camper. There's so many different options with this. Again, you can take it apart like what I just did here. And this thing actually comes out of here pretty easy. I think there's 4 screws on the bottom and kind of lift it up. And I might have to drill those rivets out. But this could come out of here pretty easy. The whole little torpedo portion, and then you have a square tank instead of one of those flat ones, if it works out better for you. So anyway, I decided to make a video on this thing so you guys could see it and see what it's really like in person. The thing is, I'm not going to hook it up, and I can't tell you how much heat they put out, but I've known from other people who have them or put them in that these things put out some serious heat. I mean, it'll dry, it's 5 kilowatts. So if you look at one that's 5 kilowatts on their website, it's probably going to have the same heat unit. So they put out some nice heat, and they don't use much fuel at all. So it's really nice. I mean, there's guys that take a whole garage like this. So I haven't decided where I'm going to put this. I don't have heat in my garage, so I may end up putting it somewhere where it ventilates in here. Like I could put the unit outside and just put the duct going through the wall, or I could put the unit inside and have this thing going outside. Either way, and have a remote, turns on and off. It may not be to code or whatever, but it would be heat, so it's kind of a neat little thing. They have a lot of options you can do by just taking it apart, and it comes apart really easy, and you can turn it into whatever you want to do with it. You could hide it underneath the front seat. My goodness, I mean, that thing wouldn't take up hardly any space. It's a little bit too tall, I think, to fit underneath that seat. But you could measure. I didn't measure that, but you could measure that if you were interested in doing that and keeping it together. Or again, I would take this and move this outside, so that's outside, to just put a little, so that the remote would work better. So I don't know how well the remote's going to work while it's inside the container in there, but it's really easy to take off. I think it's just unclips here. And you get your wiring harness that goes in. The wiring harness is a little bit short on these. You can get a longer wiring harness with the other options that you could see in the video here. So really neat, really cool. These are really hot commodity. It's kind of like the gasoline heater in your Volkswagen, but a lot safer. Diesel's, a lot safer in my opinion. It doesn't put out nearly as many toxins, and it will burn a lot longer, slower than gasoline heater. Probably uses quite a bit of fuel, and To me, the risk of something going wrong, gasoline's just very volatile fuel. This isn't. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed that.